This is my goal, chat. My goal is to make my subscriber community, my community, just better than all the other communities. Like, we're just going to be better players. We're all going to be higher rank than any other community. That's the goal. We're going to jump into this VOD review real quick. Gun the Legend, Alistar, thank you so much for following. Okay, we're going to watch. This is a speed review, so we're going to go ahead and try to focus on the things that you're doing right and wrong. You said this is gold. So let's look at your team composition right here. So looking at this team composition, something that you should think about right off the bat, just in general, when you play, look at what your team composition is, and it's gonna give you a better idea how to play, right? So like, if you had Venom, fucking Magic, Black Panther, all these really aggressive characters that are gonna jump in, bait cooldowns and stuff with you, then you would want to play in a playstyle that matches that aggression. But with this composition, you could still go for assassin plays and things like that, but you're not gonna have any help. You're not gonna have anyone that's like, your Hawkeye is not going to bait out Mantis Sleep, right? There's nothing he's going to do that's ever going to bait out Mantis Sleep. So with that in mind, you cannot play, like, you have to play fundamentally different. That's like the first thing that you should think about. So like, always have that in the back of your mind. When you go into a game, when you like, I know it's like blacking out. I don't know, it's glitching out. Whenever you go into a game, make sure that you're thinking about these things. Super, super important. So yeah, nothing that's going to bait out any cooldowns for you. But that's fine. And then the second thing you should think about is like your threat assessment. So like here, there's a lot of threats. Mainly as a Psylocke player, typically when there's threats like Hawkeye that are really easy to dive, you would like to target them first because they're super big threats for your team at the same time as you like can kill them very, very easily. And so like in general, like here right now against the composition like this, so you're up against like a hella Hawkeye composition. We don't want to be just playing frontline here. In fact, like playing frontline here, we're risking our life right here for no reason. So the first thing that you should do is you should be scouting. Figure out what your enemy is playing. And then right off the bat here, let me actually go free cam. Let's move over here. So like, if we're playing right here, we're not threatening the Hawkeye. We're not threatening the Hela. We're not threatening pretty much anyone. Like, yes, we're generating ult charge, which is cool, and you can play that way against some compositions. But against the Hela Hawkeye composition, we're threatening our life for almost nothing. Like, when they threaten lethality on us, and we threaten, let's get a little ult charge, it's not the same. So, like, yeah, like, right now, us playing here and poking, so the first thing we find information, I want to see, you see a composition like this, with characters that can threaten you from range. I want you to use the map, route around the map. I want you to go this way. I want you to wrap around behind him. Like, right here, you could already navigate this way. Just wanted to tip you for coaching, then some extra love on top. Bro, Ryan. Holy shit, let's fucking go. All right, we'll get to your VOD right after this. So yeah. Like, you could instantly route and then set yourself up in a situation where you're fighting this Hawkeye from this distance, right? Or, like, drop on behind him and, like, from this distance. Force the Hawkeye to turn around. Force the Hawkeye to back up. We're not fighting him from that range. Like look at it from his point of view. Like, a good Hawkeye could have killed you here. A good Hela could have killed you here. We're just, you know, dude, I hope you understand that concept of risking for no reward. That's what we're doing. We're risking for nothing. Now, there's going to be a lot of games where we get away with it, but that's only because the people we're playing against are not punishing us for these bad mistakes. But the second you get up to the next rank threshold, you're not going to be able to climb because you're doing this stuff against people that can just kill you. But that's crazy, Ryan, dude. I appreciate it so much. We'll get to your VOD right after. Okay. So anyways, let's keep going. I know I'm gonna try to do speed VODs here, but I'll tell you that y'all know that I like to yap. So these speed VODs are gonna end up being way longer than they should be, but you know, whatever. I do like you helping close out this fight. Your team kind of did win that fight, though. Like, you didn't really do anything. You could have literally been anything. You could have been any character in the entire game there, and y'all would have won that fight. It literally didn't matter. Okay, so now, chat, what do you think you do? You just want to fight. You're Psylocke. What do you do next? What's the thing? What do you do? You just want to fight. Everyone on the enemy team's dead. What's the thing? What's the game plan? What do y'all think? Make space. Okay, run to their spawn. I like that. That's fucking good. That's right. Let's run it down. Ryan, I might have you post that again when we when I might ask you for that again when we get to the point. Look for people to pick off. You say GG's go next. I don't know what that word is, Brad. That word is go invisible, push them and scout, try to stagger, set up. Yeah, so like at Psylocke here, we don't want to be pushing the cart more. we want to set ourselves up for a situation where we can win another fight for free. How do you win another fight for free for your team? You go set up in a place that allows you to isolate, right? And think about how people are going to reapproach this site. People are going to reapproach this site. Some people are going to come from the bottom. Some people are going to come from the top. And we just played out a fight, right? Where the position that we want to have is we wanted to be behind the Hawkeye, on the side of the Hawkeye. So why not put ourselves in a position where we're just kind of chilling. We're not poking. We're not doing anything. That as the enemy team flushes in, we're already where we want to be. Like if we're playing here and we just sit here, the enemy team flushes in, there's a Hawkeye in the back line, we can instantly go on that Hawkeye. We can instantly kill that Hawkeye because we're already there. We don't have to give him opportunity to shoot us on the way there. And we also aren't going to just randomly die to someone shooting us from range. So yeah, I think a lot of y'all in chat got it. Do you think it's valuable if you poke damage while your team is pushing cards? So that's something else that you could potentially do here, is if you really want to get to an ultimate quick, you could. The reason that I probably wouldn't incentivize it in this situation is y'all won the fight very quickly. You're pretty far away from ultimate. So your opponents probably don't ults. You're pretty far away from ults. And they're playing a composition that is very easy for you to dive and get value against. The double sniper composition. So it's like, I think it's far better to just set up, try to generate some free kills. Yeah. So like this position right here is not this is not a particularly good position yet. Like there's no reason that we couldn't have dashed across. I'm gonna get better using this program, by the way. We could have dashed across and then went this way. And as we're poking this Strange, we can wrap this way. It also puts a lot of pressure on this Strange because he's being shot from the front and then us from the back. It's not like the Strange can get us out of here. He can't force you out of this position. So you get to play it for free. And then whether you kill the Strange or not, now you're here. And then as enemies are coming in, you can dive their back line. You can jump on their Hawkeye. You know, you would be surprised just setting up in a position like this, how many people just gift you a kill. Like, you could just be sitting here. Oh, shit, where did I go? Jesus Christ. You could just be sitting in a corner. Like, let's just say you set up and you're just sitting, like, right here, right? How many times, like, a Hawkeye will just, like, jump up here, walk up to this window, try to shoot somebody. Guess what? He has no jump. He's not paying attention to you. He's like the freest kill in the world. This happens all the time. Good setups equal free kills. You get to win fights without even doing anything. Very good. Very solid stuff that you should try to incorporate. So, as a simple rule, every time you win a fight, think about what you can do to set yourself up for another good engagement, another fight. Right away. Like, even as the fight is ending, go do that. Don't wait. Don't be like, oh, I'm just gonna, maybe I'll push the card, maybe I'll sit here. Especially as a character like Psylocke, you need to be thinking of the next engagement, the next one, the next one, the next one. In what situations is it better to put pressure on the enemy team versus pushing the point? So I'll tell you, it's not necessarily about pressure. Most of the time, it's about setting yourself up on a position that allows you to deal with enemy ultimates better and also like make a plays easier, right? So like one of the biggest mistakes I see, I kind of went over it in the video today, is people overemphasize pushing the cart slightly faster. Chat, how many times have y'all pushed the cart, 3-4 people, think y'all can cap the point, and then a Doctor Strange teleports and can touch the point last second? Who has that happened to? Probably everyone in this chat that has happened to, like, I don't know, freaking 50 times. Where you like, y'all think y'all can cap, y'all think the enemy team can't touch, and then they touch anyways. Happens all the time. Okay, so we're not really in a good position to actually, you know, win the fight. Now, to be fair, this Strange is kind of hard throwing, by the way. I know that this isn't a Strange VOD, but the fact that this Strange pushed up outside of his team is like a massive mistake. What is the point of him pushing up by himself? There's no team fight. He's not going to stop the objective by himself. He's just making a silly mistake. Y'all will probably win this fight for free because that guy just trolled. I don't mind you focusing the Groot here because he's alone. I don't see really a problem with that. I would prefer you doing it from the high ground, though. This is all fine. I would just stay on this guy. It's fine. Okay, he's getting healed. It's fine. It's good. Okay, so yeah, I like you resetting up. Like, reset on the high ground, look for a point to engage. So, like, another thing here is... The other thing that you need to do on Psylocke, besides the proper setups, that's really important, is understanding what ultimates your opponents have. So I'm really curious what your game plan is here. Because you know that they almost assuredly have their ults. Both supports do. And both support ults can technically counter your ult. So in order for you to ult, you need to set up a condition where you can kill someone that is not going to be able to be saved by the ult. Or you're going to bait out the ult and then you're going to ult in. Like, that's all that should be in your mind. Those two things. You could also ult with the intent to force your opponents to ult. I think this can generally be really good in like a duo queue or a trio queue. I don't like that as much when you're with randoms. I like it when your ultimate is the decider and not as much like random teammates, because they might not actually ult correctly or whatever. But yeah, check DM. Wait, what? Is that a... No, that's the old one. Okay. All right. So I'm very curious about how you're going to use your ultimate here. Okay, so this should have absolutely not worked. Let me go look. I need to back this up like 5 seconds. Let's see this shit. All right, let's look at this clip. This fucker has her. She has her shift, bro. She has her shift. She can fuck it. She has her ult. She has her shift. She should not die here. Oh, I'm actually so mad. But okay. All right. Dreaded. I want to make this clear here. I don't know if chat is broken or not. I can never tell. My internet is going crazy. But your ultimate here was not a good play. Like, at all. You didn't bait out her fade. You didn't bait out either ultimate. You just dropped on them and you just popped ult. Right? That's it. We had no setups here. We had no planning, no setups. Our plan was to drop on them and press Q. That's it. That's all. That's the extent of our entire game plan here. Your ultimate should have gotten no one, because she could have faded both her Mantis and her. You didn't even know she didn't have it. And if she would have played even reasonably, you wouldn't got 0 people, and they would not have even had to ult. Yeah, but I mean, you killed her here, but that's because she made a bad mistake. She needs the VOD review right now. But you see what I'm saying is, so first off, we're talking about setups. That's the first thing that we talked about. Now we're talking about ultimates. With every ultimate, it needs to be done with like proper intent. You need to think about what cooldowns can shut me down. That could be Loki totem. That could be cloak and dagger fade. Those are 2 things that, like, if they have them, I cannot ult, because these people will just fade it away. It also could be true with, like, you know, they're playing a Namor. It's like, I need to bait out Bubble first, and then I can ult the Namor. You don't have to necessarily think about killing the whole team. Just think about killing 1 or 2 people. It's not like you have to wipe everybody. Just generate some advantage. And then, like, here, you walk in even past that, they have ultimates. What can you do to bait out an ultimate? You can be really aggressive on them. You can poke them. You can try to make a combo play on them. Find ways to bait out that ultimate, or find situations where you can still ult, and like maybe the Punisher is by himself, and it's like, I know that if I just go ult the Punisher, he's gonna die, and the Mantis and the Cloak and Dagger, they can't save him with their ult. They're too far away. So should have just poked and baited out something 100%. Apply more pressure. Try to make a play on them. And then you also got to consider here, once you're in your ultimate, you're still going to regenerate your cooldowns, and after the initial starting frame, you're invulnerable, right? So like, you can make plays that you wouldn't normally make. Like, as an example, I can poke someone really aggressively from behind, dash through them, poke them really aggressively from the front, dash through them again, 180, keep poking. So like, you're dashing through them and using your dashes really aggressively, because the second you pop your ultimate, you're going to be fine. And you're going to be able to get, you know, you're going to be invulnerable. You're going to be able to get your cooldowns back. You're going to be able to get out, right? So that means that you can play in a more proactive way leading up to your ultimate, because your ultimate kind of saves you or bails you out, so to speak. Thor feels really hard to play in GM3. Yeah, he does get a lot harder, in my opinion. You almost need like a Magneto or a Strange as your front line in order to make him like reasonable, I believe. Yeah, but like here, you got a crazy amount of value. You made her waste Mantis ult and you killed the Cloak and Dagger. But once again, like the Cloak had like the easiest way to stop you. They just didn't even use it. They just had to press 1 button, not even their ultimate, and stop you. Okay. And then like here, one of the things I would like to see you do is set up back again on the high ground. I know you started this engagement on the high ground. I want to see you like, you know, you back up, you could dash back up here, you can wait on here, and then you can route around. You can break this wall. I think, will it let me look at it? Oh, what the fuck? I did not want to look like that. But yeah, there's better routing that you can take up here. Especially the reason that the high ground is so strong is because like if that Punisher walks forward, you can drop on top of him. Also, in general, I think you're taking your engagements a bit too far away. Like, similar to we talked about the Hawkeye Helix situation. Like, you are more lethal in close range than all these characters, but they are more lethal than you from range. Like, Namor is going to win the fight when you're poking him out from, like, you know, 15 meters away. I want you to get in a lot closer. Get in closer, use your dash and your invis. You can use your invis to set up, or you can use your invis to get away. But, like, you can get away after you get in really close and do a lot of burst damage to people. Dagger has to press 2 buttons. They still had plenty of time to do it, though, when they were being murdered by Mantis, or Moon Knight. They had a lot of time. They had a lot of time. Like, they were low for a very, very, very long time. They also could have just invested their ultimates, too. I don't mind you poking this person out.
Out of sight.
Yeah, but like they were already like half health, Heathen, by like way before he even went in. If the play works there, then a dash on them works, right? They don't. He doesn't need to ult.
Aside.
I don't mind any of this. This is all fun. We're just cleaning up. We're applying a lot of pressure. I like that you're comfortable in their back line, like comfortable applying pressure. This is all good. Nice. This is all fun. One tank, 3 supports, 2 duelists is a viable comp. I think that comp is actually better than 2-2-2. 3 supports is probably meta, chat. 3 supports is way too strong. It's like insanely strong. Probably 3 supports, 2 tanks, 1 deeps is like the most optimal, but anything 3 supports is like good in my book. It's so strong. And like here, I don't mind you playing for your ultimate. Like play to build it. Now you have ultimate. Okay, so like once again, you know that you have ult. This is another thing you should be thinking about. What ultimates do they have? How can I force them to use ults, right? Now, you might not clock that they don't have Mantis ult, but you know for a fact they have Cloak. You know for a fact that's true. You like Rocket as a 3rd support. He can be good if you have a Punisher. So, okay, so yeah, let me look at this. So this, you did a lot of burst damage to this person, right? Like a lot, like you did a lot of burst damage here. One of the things that you can do that's really hard for players to deal with on Psylocke is when you dash, like when you do a lot of burst damage like this and you dash through them and turn around, the reason that that's really hard for them to react to and easy for you is because you know exactly what you're going to do pre-move. So if you do that, they have to simultaneously like whip around. They don't necessarily know exactly where you went. So like, I don't think you should just be standing here in the neutral just fighting someone like this. I would like you to see you use this one of these dashes a little more aggressively, most likely. We can't really afford to die here. Okay, we're gonna analyze one more fight and then we're gonna move on. Okay, like once again, what are we ulting for? What is our indicator for ults? What is our plan? Are we just kind of going in here autopiloting and ulting? Because one of the people I feel like we were trying to ult was this Namor. We did not know he didn't have bubble, right? We're just pressing Q. You have like fight the Namor, apply a ton of pressure, bait his bubble, dash on him after, and then ult, right? That's like a simple game plan from point A to point B. He has this ability that can stop me. I'm going to play in a way that baits it out. Then I'm going to ult. So it's kind of like Psylocke ult and to an extent like Hella ult, and there's a couple other ults. I call them like checkmate ults. They're ults that when you set up the right conditions, you win. So that's what it's about. It's about setting up those conditions. If you can set it up, then it's checkmate, right? But here, we didn't set up anything. We just walked around the corner and pressed Q. So like, I can already tell that if we go through your VODs and analyze all your ultimates, I bet you the vast majority of ultimates are like this, where whether they work or don't work is up to pure chance. We're not thinking about their ultimates. We're not thinking about their abilities. We're not setting that up. We're not baiting that out. So this is like a really important thing, because as everyone in chat can tell you, Psylocke ult is one of the most powerful ults in the game. It's freaking so strong. We all know how strong it is. It's strong in low elo, it's strong in high elo. It's freaking busted, right? But I'm telling you right now, if you have better ults, just better ults, you will climb like a whole rank tier. Like you'll go from gold all the way to plat. I promise. And then of course the setups. We talked about the setups a lot. So I would say the three major takeaways we have is ults and ult setups, tracking the abilities, baiting them out, making a game plan around them. Setups, which is like pushing up to angles, putting yourself in a position that when the next fight happens, you're already in a good range to fight an enemy, like pushing up around the corner, fighting the Hawkeye. We talked about that in the first point. And then effective range, which is just fighting characters in the range that you're most optimal in. Not poking frontline when they have a Hawkeye Hella. Scouting that out first. These are really important stuff. Okay. All right. Well, let's move on to the next VOD. Okay, what did we ban here, actually? I gotta take a look. Y'all banned Banner, then y'all banned Luna Snow. Okay. Banner, Luna Snow. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, Nukes. I need a little bit more context. Oh, no, not Nukes. Yeah, Ryan. I need a little bit more context. I need a context. Do you solo, or do you duo, or trio? That's the first thing I need to know. What are all the characters that you mainly play? You say Cloak and Dagger is your main. You feel like we should have lost some fights. We lost some fights that we would have won. I wanted to know if I could do to change some of the fights there. Gotcha. Okay, cool. Solo only, gotcha. Okay. Let's take a look.
I don't think that's the welcoming committee.
If you ever have some specific moments, too, that you want me to look at, just let me know. Like, because I don't know if we'll get through the entire VOD. So if there's like a specific moment that you want me to jump to, I can always take a look. And look at the fight leading up to it. Adam and Luna as well, gotcha. I don't love your positioning here right now. I don't love this positioning with where your team is relative to it. I think you're about to change your position, but being flushed on this side because of this breakable wall, or this wall right here, I think that you kind of maybe got caught in this position and didn't rotate early enough. But I would really like you to be over here, like as your team routed in, because we kind of put ourselves in a pretty bad position, and we're not actually in a position to help our other support either because of where we're standing. I don't know if our support is gonna die here, but yeah, our poor support did die. And I think this death is actually on you. I know that you're like Iron Man needed help and stuff like that here, but like as your team is funneling in here, I really want to see you reposition here. I know it's like a really minor thing, but you kind of back yourself into a corner here. And then the fact that a Scarlet Witch kind of snuck in and was able to get a kill here should never happen. 100% no. Not in a GM lobby. So, like, you see the threats on this side. So, like, relative to these threats, I want to see you wrapping the other side. And be over here. Your team is already committed here. Let's be over here. Yeah. Yeah, because, like, you're topping up this guy, but, like, he's just not relevant right now. And the fact that your Mantis is... the second your Mantis dies to this for free, your team is going to be under so much more pressure, and you're going to be under so much more pressure now that your person is dead. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, just in general, chat, just so that people understand where I'm coming from here. This is a Grandmaster 1 player. I'm going to be much harder on a player like this than I am going to be on a gold player. The requirements are way different. The mistakes need to be much tighter. The requirements are different, so I'm not going to be as like, you know, in other VODs, I would probably not harp on small positioning things or like, you know, pre-fight positioning, but here it's something that is super important. Yeah, like your team, you basically like the second your Mantis died, this fight was over. It was over. 100% over. And you got to think about it like from your Mantis's point of view, they think that the team is here and they think that they will be able to get assistance on the fly. So yeah. Well, yeah. Let's go ahead and reset. I would say, okay, I know this is a hard thing for supports in general, but I would say that it's hard because there's always so much for you to do. Like, support players are always under pressure, right? It's like, heal this person, heal that person, heal my Iron Man. It's like, then the second you don't heal someone instantly, they lose their minds, right? Don't let the minor needs of people make you not make the core correct play as far as like positioning, setups, ultimates, right? If there's a play in front of you that you know is important, if there's a play in front of you that you know you should do, don't let like the yapping Iron Man be the person that ruins that play because you're too focused on like helping everybody and you're not like doing the core fundamental thing. Like a good support player not only needs to do like the things to help their team, but also you need to know when to not help your team. You need to know when your team needs to handle themselves. You need to know when you need to be somewhere else and you can't handle their problems right now. Then you can help them with their problems later, but in this moment you got to prioritize your own problems, right? Because I think that's what happened there is you had so much stuff going on that you allowed yourself to kind of lag behind with where you were playing. So anyways, let's go to the next fight. So I'm interested in how you're going to use this ultimate. What is their ults, Conseil? So I like... I don't mind counter ulting here. I don't mind... So against a composition like this, I don't even mind using your ultimate aggressively. So like, typically, what can decide whether or not you use your ultimate passive or aggressive depends on what threats the opponents have and what ultimates you can counter. So like, you know, Scarlet Witch's ultimate doesn't fucking matter to your ultimate. Punisher ultimate, honestly, he could kill a lot of people through it, depending on how you set it up. Typically, how your team plays around it, most of the time is going to be able to give value. Namor, same thing. He's either not going to kill anybody or he's going to kill people through it. I think like maybe being able to use it in response to an Eye of Agamotto is cool, but like in general, I don't mind you using it either aggressively or using it reactively to like an opponent's ult. So. That's just something to think about though, because how you use your ultimate, I think there are going to be times when it's better to save it. There are going to be some ultimates, you know, like a Hela ultimate or a Psylocke ultimate that it's actually better to conserve it. But here, I think it's actually good to like use it pretty proactively. Okay, anyways, let's keep going. Ooh, let me look at the timing on that. Yeah, this one's a little rough. This one's a little rough, Noogies, because I honestly think that you probably should have ulted here earlier. So like, I don't mind not using your ultimate, but if you're not gonna use it, then you just need to go next fight. Like if you're gonna commit it, you gotta make sure that you're committing it at a time where you can actually like keep everyone alive. Because like you could have committed it, we could have committed it. Like here, most likely. I understand that this person's here, but you also gotta like kind of rely on your team to deal with it. Or you could have committed it right after this. Right after this, like right here, we could have committed it like instantly. But it's kind of like, it's like a thing where it's, you have to make the call, and it's really, really bad if you make the call wrong. Like right now, you have two teammates that are 1 HP. If you make this call, if you invest this ult, and you don't save both of your teammates, it would have been better for y'all to just get wiped and go to the next fight, almost assuredly. is where to say something with it. Yeah, because people can interrupt it with everything. Yeah. Maybe y'all could turn this fight.
We are undefeatable.
It's gonna be hard because once again y'all are without your mantis. Like, yeah, once again no mantis here. Also, I don't know if are you communicating with your mantis about when y'all are both ulting. It'd be a really good idea to make sure that y'all communicate. She might not have wanted to ult because she thought you were gonna ult. There's a lot of things that could happen there. Good communication would really help this. See, these are two ultimates that, like, y'all might win the fight here, but these are ultimates that I just generally don't really like. Because, think about the ult economy that y'all have to invest here. Like, we're investing so many ults. Mantis ult, Psylocke ult, Eye of Agamotto, your Cloak and Dagger ult. And y'all are going to win this fight, but look at your opponent's ults. Like, they're going to have so many ults to y'all's. And they were the one that got, like, 46%. Y'all are probably going to flip this point, but I guess y'all just did flip the point. Who even grabbed the point? Was it just your Doctor Strange? Before he died? Interesting. But anyways, like, y'all are investing a crazy amount here. Yeah, I just don't really necessarily think it's necessary. Like, the reason that y'all have to invest so many ults here is because y'all never decided to just regroup. Every time y'all wanted y'all ultimates to turn an advantage. Like, y'all were down 2 people, y'all were down your mantis, y'all are investing ults anyways. I think that that's like, it's extremely risky and it's not very ultimate efficient, rather than just regrouping, walking into a fight and ulting. Edits by Clay. Let's go. We'll do yours next. Let's go. Okay. Yeah. We're using so many freaking ultimates here. If we don't win this fight, it's basically just GG. It's G fucking G. This is it. Okay, so like this, we talk about this as a core concept for low rank players, but as players get higher, they kind of break the rules a bit, and I feel like they break it too much. So like the core concept is, you want to ult to create an advantage. You don't want to ult to turn a disadvantage as much, like within reason. So like, if I'm walking into a fight 4v6 and I Psylocke ult and I kill 2 people, now we're at parity. We're not winning the fight. I killed 2 people, we're not winning the fight. We're at parity, right? In order for us to win the fight, we need to get actual numbers. Like, we actually need to generate some form of advantage. But if I walk into a fight 6 people against 6 people and I ult a Psylocke and I kill 2 people, now it's 6v4. Now we're winning the fight. So like, creating an advantage is something that is more guaranteed, more assured. And it makes it so your ultimates don't need to do as much. And it also means that y'all don't need to win the fight as much. Like, people individually don't have to play as well because you can just create an advantage. But almost every ultimate you and your team has used this game has been to turn fights. Not to create an advantage, but to turn a disadvantage. Almost all of them. And now we're in a situation where we're probably going to lose this fight. And we use fucking everything, all of our ultimates, and we might have won. We might win this fight, but we still have used everything. But I think we're honestly gonna lose it. We'll see. Oh wow, y'all actually win that fight. That's kind of wild. Y'all could have so easily lost that fight. If y'all, like I said, if y'all lost that fight, it would have been over. Literally just instantly over. Now at least you'll have a little bit of time to build ultimates. And like right here, I like you playing very proactively to use your ults, like to build ults. Like just try to play in a way to just build your ult very quickly. I don't mind that. They double ulted too. Did your opponents double ulted? Yeah. See, like they double ulted, no communication. So I think several times this game, you've gotten your mantis killed because you haven't been positioning well with them and you ulted late. Now they're both throwing because they're both supported ulting at the same time. Your ult was really good here though. You won the fight here with your ult. Flame him more. Yeah, you won the ult with your fight, but you won the fight with your ult, but your opponents used their ultimate so bad that it didn't really matter. I'm not gonna lie to you. Y'all should have lost this. Y'all should not have won this shit. Y'all should not have won this shit. I don't know who clutched up on your team. I would have to go back and like pick through it. There has to have been at least 2 people that clutched up on your team in some way. And I know from your POV and your Mantis POV, it wasn't y'all. I don't know who the fuck it was, but there's no way that y'all should have won this. Absolutely not. So someone popped the fuck off. I really don't know who, but someone played extremely well to turn that.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Complicated to say drop. I think it depends more so on characters. Okay. Well, all right, Nukies. I'm gonna fast forward to the end of fights because we can't go through your entire VOD, or else it's just gonna take like an hour, which is like a normal ass VOD and not a speed VOD. Okay, what happened here? It's gonna be a little bit hard for us to figure out. Okay, wait, this is the last fight. Let's actually rewind it from this. Okay, so we're walking into this fight. We're gonna TP in.
My time to shine.
What? Bro, what am I looking at? Okay. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're not good. We're not good at all. We're not good at all. Wait, what happened in that moment that we were fucking getting screwed by this teleporter? Bro, that's crazy. Holy fuck, bro. That shit is hilarious. Yeah, like, we come back. Our fucking strange is already half, bro. God damn it, bro. Ay, ay, ay. I mean, to be fair, your strange played too aggressively, but where the fuck is your Punisher? Wait, no, wait, was your strange half or even less than half? No, I guess he wasn't half yet. He's half, like, right here. Yeah. No, he's already like a quarter by the time we're actually in the fight. I mean, he's playing way too aggressively though. So like here, this is a common mistake I think that happens a lot. This is not on you. It's in general. This fight doesn't need to be forced this quickly. So like we're in a situation where it's one single fight. Whoever wins this fight wins the game, right? We're not re-teleporting to this point. It's a single fight. There's no reason to teleport and walk right in. We don't have to contest the objective yet. We only have to win a fight. In fact, contesting an objective is like literally irrelevant. There's no reason why your teammate couldn't have just played up here, poked, whittled them down, found advantage, slowly and surely secured, instead of just going in and just going crazy. Like, honestly, your whole game plan should be around... Y'all, like, I didn't watch this whole round, right? But the whole game plan here should be around baiting out the dagger ultimate. Maybe we dagger ult as well to, like, sustain. And then we Psylocke ultimate to generate kills and then just win. Like, that should be our whole game plan. But instead, your tank just goes mad aggressively, just like beelines the point. Like, that's not your fault. But you also weren't there to heal him. But, like, that was just some weird teleporter nonsense. So y'all are probably going to lose this fight. Did y'all just double support ult? I'm gonna crash out. I'm gonna crash the fuck out. Nukes, I'm gonna crash the fuck out. What we doing? This is GM1. This shit cannot happen. No. Nope. Because y'all gotta understand, y'all have 2 supports to 1. So, like, in the same way that the opponents threw on the first map, y'all are throwing right now. No. Y'all gotta communicate. Y'all gotta speak up. There was no comms? Then you gotta be extra careful. Because, like, this shit cannot happen. It can't. Because it most likely just threw this entire fight. Because y'all had 2 support ultimates to their 1. And they're almost to Eye of Agamotto. Like, if we do this, it's fucking over. Like, I can already, it's already over. It's Jover. Yeah, this fight's done. This fight's chalked. There's just no way that y'all can win against Eye of Agamotto with no support ultimates.
I'm back to shed some light.
Yeah. I'm just gonna skip through that because that's definitely an L. All right, let's look over here. We're fast forwarding. Like, even if you just say, like, even if you don't communicate, even just typing in chat. I don't know if you're on PC or console, but even just typing in chat and being like, you ult first, something like that. I'll ult second, or I'll ult first. Just something simple so that y'all don't do that shit. That can't happen. Because it's literally just a lost. It's like y'all probably win. Y'all probably win if y'all just don't do that. Oh, I'm watching the wrong ass person. Okay, what is going on in this fight? This is. Okay, y'all get 2 kills.
By the eye of Agamotto.
No! No! There's no. Yeah. No! Nukies! No! No! I hope that doesn't matter. I feel like that did matter. Oh, y'all did win. Oh, y'all look good. Okay, it didn't matter. Okay, so y'all won. Y'all won. Y'all were. I'm glad that y'all won. But I'm telling you right now, the first map, y'all probably should not have won. There was a lot of small errors in positioning, a lot of errors in ultimate use. Your decisions on your ultimates is also something that needs to be clear. Like, I would say, like, as far as requirements to be, like, to the next level of play, you just need to make sure that when you're making the call to ult, you're not allowing people to die. You're making sure to position yourself in a way that doesn't put you in a bad spot later or put your team in a bad spot later. And then just really active communication as much as you freaking can, because I think the enemy team lost the first map because they double support ulted. Y'all lost this second map because y'all double support ulted. Yeah, it's chalked. It's so chalked. Okay. Anyways, let's move on to the next spot. What rank did you say this was, Higgs? Did you ever tell me? Is Higgs here, by the way? Gold? I got that.
I'm trying to help. Be your best self.
So one of the things that I want you to try to think about when you're playing tank, okay? And you're kind of doing it. Is it's not your goal to fight the front line as much as you think it is. Like, it can be your goal to play the front line, but it's not necessarily your goal to fight the front line. What you want to be doing is applying pressure. You want to typically be applying pressure to their back line. You want to be applying pressure to the supports, applying pressure to the DPS. You're doing that quite a bit. I want you to do that more than you're shooting, like, the enemy Doctor Strange shield. The majority of the time, putting pressure on these characters, like putting pressure on a support, forces them back. Forcing them back forces their tank to, like, have less resources, right? So, and your damage matters a lot more on, like, squishies than it does on tanks. Because if you deal damage to a tank, it's going to get healed up. You deal damage to a squishy, that's a lot harder. It's a lot more urgent, right? We're trying to mostly apply pressure here. So it's the same thing with this character or Magneto. You're typically trying to apply pressure to the layer behind the tank. In the Strange Mirror, you want to typically apply pressure to the, like here, you want to apply pressure to the Mantis, the Adam Warlock, right? That's what you typically want to do. Another thing here is I would like you to not necessarily be as close into the fight. Like, it's kind of fine because you're really full HP, but I don't necessarily think you need to be, like, all up into this fight. I really would like to see you, like, especially when the opponents are committing ultimates, you can back up and give ground, and then you can retake that ground afterwards. Because, like, when they're investing ults, when they're using ults, you're not going to be able to close out the fight. So typically you want to back up so that you're not being forced to trade resources as heavily. That's typically, like, it is nice that now our teammates are using ultimates, so now we can push in aggressively. Your Iron Man dies, unlucky.
By the eye of Agamotto.
Nice block there, but yeah, that's unfortunate. I don't think you played that all too wrong.
Control lost.
Mortal pain is no match for
You played 2 Vanguards, 3
Sorcerer
Duelists, 2
Supreme.
Strategists. Do you think that's too many characters?
I'm open.
Kinda. It's okay.
Opening a
Okay.
portal.
So here's the thing. This portal is probably gonna be fine. It can put you in a good position. I would say in general though, I would not make it a habit of using portals in ways that you can just walk. What rank is this? Oh, this is a gold player. We just did a GM1 VOD review though for Cloak and Dagger. But yeah, and so, chat, why do you think that I don't like it just using a portal to get into a position? Why do you think in general I think this is a bad idea? It's a bad use of a portal. Why? What do y'all think? I messaged you the other day, Dumpty. I messaged you how your games were. I was gonna invite you to play with us, but you were not. I think you were just not on. you were still logged in, but you weren't around. It takes too much time. They're gonna stagger. Gotta check into my English online class because you're crazy, Mills. Doesn't convert into kills because you use the portal as a final touch resource. So yeah, so basically that. So understand that putting you into a position that allows you, that you can just walk, you're basically using a cooldown when you could have just walked to a better position, and maybe you would have taken, 5 more percent, 6 more percent. But if in a fight that you're close, like in a fight that y'all are trading resources, y'all killed 3 people, they killed 3 people, you die. If you can come back into that fight with TP and win that fight, the resource is not worth 6%. It's worth an entire team fight. That's what it's worth. So using it in a way like this, it can work, and it has worked because people are bots, and when you teleport on top of them, they just like lose their minds. They don't know how to act. But I will say, like, the vast majority of the time, this should be a resource to retake a fight, re-engage into a fight, re-stagger into a fight that y'all are like kind of winning. That's where it's at its best. And honestly, as you climb the ranks, that's pretty much the only time it should be used, is in that situation. Yeah, this portal isn't doing it. I mean, I don't know where you're going per se, but regardless of where you're going, y'all could have just walked there. Now, your enemy team could be completely boomed and they could lose their minds, but they probably will, because that happens all the time. But now, like, we do not have this ultimate, or we do not have that ability, which is basically like ultimate level win power for a retake, or if this fight gets close, we do not have that as an option anymore. So.
By the eye of Agamotto.
I don't think I have to say too much about that one.
Oh, I am strengthened for battle.
That is not peak. Yeah, and we weren't really even under pressure to use it there, to be honest. Yeah, well, like, we could use it right now. Agamotto has lost an eye. You know what would be really good in this situation right now? In a fight where your team is ulting. It'd be really, really sick. Really, really cool. Imagine if there was an ability that could teleport you right back to point. That'd be really fucking cool. That'd be really awesome. What's the best way to pressure supports as a shield tank? And by the way, I don't blame you for doing this, Higgs. A lot of even high-ranked strangers do this shit. And it's like, with the TP thing, a lot of them do. And it's terrible. It's not good. So, like, one thing I would say with Doctor Strange's ultimate is don't try to necessarily ult everybody. It's okay to just ult one person. It's okay to just ult 2 people. Like, you don't need... When you're walking into a fight, 6v6, anything that can get you a numbers advantage is good. We do not need to necessarily, like, wipe the entire team with it. I know it has the capability to, but you're going to fail less. Like, I would rather every single ultimate get 1 person than for you to have some ultimates that get 4 and then half your ultimates get 0. Like, to me, that's way worse than just having all your ultimates get 1 person. It's just way better. I appreciate it, Simon. Oh, it was a misclick? Oh, okay, fair enough. I was like, yeah, I didn't know what it was, but I figured it was something like that.
Control lost.
Damn, if y'all teleported in here, it'd be chalked. It'd be over. Your teammates got a kill.
No such thing, bad student.
Hey, boy, thank you so much for the sub. Now here's the problem, Higgs. So as a tank player, you need to be acutely aware of the advantage and disadvantage of the enemy. So your teammates got 1 kill. Now two of your teammates are dead. So how many people are here, right? Right now you'll have a huge numbers advantage. It's either 1 or 2, depending on how back they are. So should we be here? Should we be up here fighting on point when we have a numbers advantage or numbers disadvantage? Digital, thank you so much for the follow. The idea here is that we can still be here. We can still be dealing down. Oh, Durden with the prime. Let's go. Thank you. I appreciate it, guys. We can still be here and applying pressure, but we should not be aggressively positioned on point. We should be playing much further back because we cannot fight them. So, like, as a general, like, I'm gonna epic pen this real quick. If I can get this epic pen to work, we'll find out. Okay. So, if your team is here, and the enemy team is here, okay, just bear with me. 6 people, right? Think of these as bubbles, okay? You as a tank, especially as a strange, you are the leader of your bubble. You get to decide where your bubble goes. You get to decide, is your bubble going in? Is your bubble going out? Has anyone ever played Agario? Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Specifically Higgs. Have you played Agario? It's the game where if you're a smaller bubble and you walk into if you're a small bubble and you go into a big bubble, they eat you. If you're bigger than that bubble, you eat that, and then you're just like going around and eating bubbles. I'll answer your question next, Dom. I gotta get to the point here. So, as a tank, you need to understand what bubble is bigger at all times between your bubble and your opponent's bubble. Because what do you do if you're the smaller bubble? You don't fucking run into the enemy bubble because you'll just get eaten and killed. So as an example here, if you're only 4 people, 3 people, and you fight 6 people, y'all will get smushed. Y'all will get overwhelmed and crushed and dead, right? So what do? You run away. You play keep away. You wait until your team regroups, or someone on their team breaks off from their bubble, comes into your giant team, and then they die because they're feeding. They're too aggressive, right? But if you are a bubble of 3 or 4, and you are actively pushing into a bubble of 6, then you're the cause of the fight that is going to be lost. Yeah. Okay, Dom, what was your question that you wanted answered? I did not see your question. What did you say? Mills, what's the best way to pressure support as a shield tank? I.e. Strange Magneto. So typically you just want to get into like slight angles where you can poke them. Because they're typically not playing that far away from their front line. So you want to find situations where you're applying pressure to them where you can. Sometimes you'll take 1 step forward and poke them, and then take a step back, because you're just trying to apply pressure to this backline too. It's going to depend on the effective range of your character, but yeah. Okay, I'm going to keep going. A little bit more, and then we're moving on to the next. Your DPS is going in heavily too when y'all are down. No bueno. Yep. I'm gonna be honest with you, Higgs. This fight loss is on you. Like, teammates will play off of you. Like, if you're pushed up, your team will be up. I mean, granted, your Star-Lord just inted. Your Star-Lord put himself in a 1v5, right? But, like, you shouldn't even be here. Like, not at all. And your support comes in and ults because they're trying to equal out the disadvantage that you have in a fight that y'all should not even be taking. Y'all should not even be taking this fight. It's like your Cloak and Dagger has to ult here for y'all to even have a chance of winning because y'all are walking into a fight where y'all have 2 people down. So like that's one of the most important things for a tank player is constantly think about who has the advantage. Who's the bigger bubble? Think about that over and over and over again. Fan, thank you so much for the sub. What's up? Holy shit. I appreciate it. Let's fucking go. Coach, but Mr. Sir Coach Mills, I'm better than the enemy team, and I can surely 1v6 them. I appreciate it. Thanks. Okay. I hope you learned something from that VOD. Let me know if you have any questions, though. We're gonna move on to the last VOD that we have booked, and then we're gonna take a little break, and I'm gonna play some games. And we're gonna lock some BP. This is edits by Clay, and then we're gonna take a little break. So, if you're here, don't book until after we're done. Okay. So, is it M1 Hills? You said you're M1 Hills, right?
Hero.
This is my first hero shooter. I play on PC, and I'm trying to main Doctor Strange. I'm in Silver 1 currently. I don't have loads of time to play. Just need some tips on Doctor and how to improve. Okay, cool. Another Doctor Strange. Another Doctor
Or
Strange.
villain. I'm not judging.
Not very helpful? Hell yeah.
Seconds before you attack. Get ready.
There is only as sorcerers, magic is not to
Me,
be
that
owned.
Star-Lord. For real, for real. Only Invis getting constantly healed, I would have 1v5'd. And so here's the thing. So like, going back to that Star-Lord, right? That Star-Lord that just inted in. That's what you want your opponents to do when y'all are at a disadvantage. Like if I'm 3 people alive versus like 5, right? I'm gonna keep backing up. If the enemy team walks forward, I'm gonna keep backing up. I'm gonna give space. If any of their DPS players gets over antsy, like that Star-Lord, flies into my 3, what is he doing? He's making a 3v1. And then all of a sudden we kill that Star-Lord, and guess what? Now it's only 4v3. So now the advantage is more in our favor. Like, I mean, we're still down 1, but it's closer. So like, you give your opponents opportunities to feed, basically, is like the idea there. Like, how many times have you as a DPS player been like, oh, we gotta push these guys, we gotta clear them, you go in and you die. That happens all the time. And it's because there's a misunderstanding between the tanks, the supports, and people can isolate themselves, put themselves in 1v3s. And that's exactly what that Star-Lord did. Are we only doing Eternity VODs? No. Last VOD was a gold one, this one's a silver one. We're just doing whatever people send us, but this is our last one for a while. We're going to play some games after this.
But to be felt.
All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
The Sanctum Sanctorum is my refuge.
If you take away the I
fortress.
and the 1, if you take away the H and the 1, it's Mills. Let's go. The GOAT himself.
I am strength. I require speed.
Your team is kind of getting tossed up by a fucking Iron Fist in the back line. I don't think you did anything necessarily bad. Like, I don't mind you holding the front line. It's not really your job to peel for your team on the Iron Fist. I don't think there's anything that bad you did there. Emiru was announced. We can announce the after, right? When is Emiru? Bro, I think so, bro. You would know better than me. When is Emiru going live with the bro? 2 p.m. PST. Is that today? That's not today, is it? Is that today? That's not today, right? That's tomorrow, right? Am I trolling? Tomorrow, okay. We are 4. Gotcha. Okay, I believe we can. Rao, I think we can. Oh, wait, Rao, are we gonna get access? Are we gonna get access early? Are we gonna get access earlier than 4? So we get access right then? Bro. I can't stream it then. I want to make a video. I don't want to fucking stream it. You probably... I need to make a video on it. As do you. That's annoying. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, we're gonna get the opportunity to stream and make content about the new season early, but we get access to it right when we can play, so it's a little bit early. It's a little bit strange. Vid over stream. Yeah, I agree. I 100% agree. That sucks. That sucks though, but yeah, we might be streaming it tomorrow. We'll see. Okay. I don't love your use of flight. It kind of seems not important, but it's alright. Okay, nice. Maybe you do need to turn for this guy a little bit more. Your team is kind of getting completely pieced up by him, so. I like your aggression here. This is all good. Nothing that wrong here, actually. You're playing pretty well. What rank is this? This is in silver. He's silver. He's silver, but he says he doesn't play very often. He's honestly playing pretty well for silver. I like that aggression. That's good aggression. Nice block. Yeah. I would be way harder on this if it was a higher rank, but like for silver, he's playing perfectly fine. I would like it if you press this though. Okay, not anymore. Yeah, definitely not anymore. I was gonna say I like it if you press this. So here I would be thinking about just trying to generate my ultimate and then trying to make a counter ult play after this is done. So you're like, mainly what you're trying to do is you're just trying to help your team survive, build up your ultimate, and then make a counter play. You're not trying to necessarily fight them here. I mean, you're not going to kill either of these guys, right? So there's not really a much point in you pushing into them. You actually want to be backing up and giving ground. And then, like, helping your team as much as you can. And first ever hero shooter?
By the eye of Agamotto.
Not really necessary. Y'all were winning that fight without that ultimate. You didn't need to use it. They already, you got to think about it this way. Like, they used their Luna Snow ultimate, they used their Penny ultimate, they used their Iron Fist ultimate. They had 2 dead and y'all had none dead, right? So like, when all of those factors are considered, they don't have a lot of ultimates. You just don't need to use ult, right? We talked a lot. I don't know if you caught the previous VOD. We talk about advantage and disadvantage. That's another thing that's really important, is making sure that when your team has advantage, no matter what like random stuff is happening, unless something fundamentally changes, you don't need to invest further, right? You would ideally like to have your ultimate walking into this last fight, because that's all your opponent's gonna get. They're gonna get one more fight. They walk in, you ult them, you know, you ult the Mantis, you kill her before she could pop her ult. Y'all could just win the fight just outright, right? Yeah. Fair enough, yeah. I would not be chasing this guy down. Just apply pressure to the front line. In fact, like, I think, like, let's back this up a little bit. You should be this Luna. So why is it a mistake that this Luna is just here like this? What did Hills do wrong? Just looking at this picture, what was wrong? She's alone. That's true. She'll probably get there though. But what is the by herself? That's true. She is by herself. They didn't occupy space. So I want to ask you this question, Hills. What pressure was this Luna Snow under while she walked all the way from over here to here? What pressure was she under? Was she under any pressure at all? Was she taking any damage? Did she have anyone looking at her, poking her, hurting her? She just got to walk. She just got to walk here. She just got to absolutely walk here for free. Under zero pressure. So there's absolutely no reason why you can't be all the way up here As they're walking out, pressure, pressure, pressure. Make that Luna Snow walk with her team. Make her, she peeks out, start applying pressure. Don't let her just walk up here for free. As they regroup, as they all come in, then you can start backing off. But there's no reason for you to not be pushed up here and applying pressure. Because if we look at it from her point of view, this motherfucker's like fucking listening to Spotify or some shit. Like, look at her. She's completely by herself, just walking in, having the time of her life. She's just chilling. She's just walking in. She's just no pressure, no damage, no anything, right? Under no pressure, no nothing. And so, like, as a main tank, your job is to put pressure on people that ever want to come into your space. So, like, we control this space, but we're not monitoring the area and the entry points to our own space, right? And I think part of this is because you were like overly concerned about this Iron Man, which is just like you're overly concerned about this Iron Man, but you just allow the Luna Snow to walk in for free, which is the main character that is going to heal him up. So anyways, let's keep going. I don't know why it keeps making that fucking flashbang noise, but whatever. Is it like a screenshot? It's a screenshot. I don't even know what I'm pressing the screenshot, but I'm pressing it. Yeah, okay, yeah, fair enough. I also think, like, in general, this is not what you want to be doing. Like, the Iron Man just shooting here in the same spot over and over again, that's not your job to mitigate. There are going to be moments where mitigating is good, but we do not want our shield to be broken here. We want to be applying pressure here. So, like, cut line of sight with him, play around this tree, play to the right a little bit, apply pressure to the penny, deal damage, use the shield in between you doing damage. Don't just hold your shield here. It's not like you have someone that is shooting at this Iron Man. We're just allowing this Iron Man to trade time for our shield. That's not a value that's like not a value trade that you want to be taking over and over again. Like, every time we just walk up, we have a shield. Okay, we're going to hold it up. Okay, in like, 5 seconds, our shield's broken. All right, we don't have a shield. Okay, we got a shield again. 5 seconds, we don't have a shield again. No, that trade doesn't actually create anything. And then we don't have our shield to protect us from plays. We're not applying pressure. We're not generating ult charge. It's just not a good transaction. I'm screenshotting F12. Gotcha. Like, I get you were kind of like blocking a little bit for the Warlock, but it's just it's pretty pointless. I think, like, the only time you would do that is if you have like a specific dual partner that is setting that up. There's communication there, but most of the time. Recall YouTube. Wait, Recall. What's up, man? Yo. How you doing, man? How you doing, coach? I'm doing great, man. How about you? I'm right in saying that you're the guy that makes the videos, right? Of gameplay, of like big streamers and pro players and stuff like that, right? Nice, dude. I love your content, bro. Let's fucking go. How you doing, man? How have you been? How's the holidays? Nice free map, Warren. Yeah, we're gonna fast forward a little bit here. You actually honestly played pretty well. I mean, in general, I think like your only major mistake, I think your ultimate was a mistake where you ulted. You weren't kind of monitoring the advantage enough, and then not contesting the space and entry points to your point, letting that Luna Snow walk up for free, not under threat, not taking any damage, not even being noticed. Like, she should not be allowed to set up for free, and you could have directly intervened in that. Doing good. Came back home after a couple weeks with the family, ready to grind rivals and make content and stuff. Let's fucking go, bro. You excited for season 1? Were you in the NDA call? I think you were, right? Wait, wrong. Bro, what is this constant screenshot? Fucking, I need to stop pressing F12, bro.
More powerful yet.
You'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner.
I think you probably tunnel vision this a little bit too much. Like, okay, something else that's in general that you should think about, Hill, and this is true with Magneto as well. So anyone that plays Magneto, this also applies. We want to fight people in one direction. Like, you want to fight people that are purely in front of you. So, like, there are certain characters that fight very linearly, where they can fight. They don't want to fight 360 degrees. They don't want to ever push themselves into the enemy team. They want to fight when people are on one side of them, and only one side of them. So, like, when you push yourself in there, you put yourself in a space, in an area that you really just don't want to occupy. Like, it would be far better for you, even though you want to kill that Groot. Like, I understand you want to kill him. It would be far better for you to constantly be backing up and getting space so that you can fight people in one direction. Not in, okay, there's someone behind me, there's someone in front of me, there's someone to the side of me. Because, like, one of the things that Stranges hate and Magneto's hate are people that are always around them. Someone's behind them, someone's in the corner. Like, every time that you turn around, it's awkward for you. Almost always. You don't want to turn around. You almost never do. But you can change that with your positioning. So, like, if we go back to that moment, let's go back.
Focus on the battle.
More powerful yet.
Jimmy Jimson, thank you so much for the follow.
Keep fighting until
So we go back to this moment. Instead of pushing ourselves here, right? I want you to be pulling back this way. Instead of pushing in and around, I want you to be pulling back and poking. Because the idea is that all the threats are going to be in front of you at all times. You have complete control of the threats. You're always in a situation that your shield will bail you out. You're backing up, acquiring that advantage, and then pushing forward. And you're not going inward, right? And there are other tanks that are actually good at going inward, and they're actually good when characters are all around them. So like a character like Venom is actually good when they're inside the enemy team and there's people all around them. He's perfectly fine in that environment because his protection comes in the form of something that protects his health total regardless of where he's taking the damage. It doesn't come in the form of a one-way sort of protection, right? So it's fundamentally different. But yeah. If he backed up while shielding in between shots, he might have gotten the kill, but at least not die. Yeah, and not dying is like thirsting for this kill. Like, it's okay to do a play like this if you are 1000% sure that you can kill them instantly. But any longer than instant, and you're going to put yourself in a bad position, and it's better for you to actually just... Because you dying here could have lost y'all the fight. I think y'all end up winning, or maybe you TP back. I'm not sure. But you do die here in a way that, like, I don't think you ever should have died. Like, reasonably, you shouldn't have died here. You could have just constantly backed up, poked, stayed alive, right? I feel like we was dominating, and I was just hurting for kills, but 100% I reckon I would have killed him if I just backed up. Yeah. Oh, the res? The res into the heal? Nice. Oh, so that's how y'all win this fight. Nice. Okay. But overall, man, I think you're playing really well. Like, I think you're playing better than a Silver. I know you say you don't play that much, but I do think that if you just keep grinding games, you will climb. Like, I don't know exactly where you'll stop, but like, you'll definitely be able to improve far past this because you're playing really well. All right. Okay, that's all the VODs we're gonna do right now. I'm gonna play some games.